Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Most High, King of our forefathers, the King of Abraham, the King of Yitzchak, and the King of Israel. True, mighty, living in the only. Asking thee at this time, O Yah, to even be with those who know thee and those who know thee not. Those who are seeking for thee and those who know not to seek for thee. Seek them out, O great God and King. Forgive us of our iniquities and our shortcomings, O Yah. Be with us, guard, shield, and protect us, even in this place, O great God and King. We ask for all these things, even in the name of Yah, the Most High. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Amen. Amen. Giving honor and praise to the Creator and the Maker of heaven and earth. My name is Moreh Yeshayahu ben Dan ben Yisrael, also known as Kashub the Danite. Now, one of the things we want to go over, all right, this is lesson number 40, Hebrew quiz redone. All right, due to the fact that people were speaking about the quality of the video, which was done last night. All right, so we just want to get into this particular aspect right here. First thing we're going to go over, all right, is this here. It's the letter Aleph, Bet, Gemel, Dalet, Hey, Waw, Zion, Ket, Tet, Yod, Kaf, Lamed, Mem, Nun, Samek, Ayin, Pei, Zadeh, Kuf, Resh, Sheen, and Tau. Now, with these right here, we're going to go into this particular alphabet, right? And make a move from there so we can explain what we're talking about and what we're dealing with. Aleph, Bet, Gemel, Dalet, Hey. While Zion, Chet, Tet, Yo, Kaf, Lamed, Mem, Nun, Samek, Ayin. Pei, Zade, Kuf, Reshin, Tau. Whatever the letter starts with generally then, all right, is the sound that it makes. I say generally due to the fact that Aleph does start with an I sound, but it is a mute letter. So we can gain an understanding. All right. Bet makes the B sound. Gamel the G sound. Dalet the D sound. Hey the H sound. Wow the W sound. Zion the Z sound. Het the KH sound. Tet the T sound. Yod the Y sound. Kaf the K sound, as we see here. Lamed the L sound. Mem the M sound. Nun the N sound. Samek the S sound. Ayin mute letter. Pei P sound. Zadeh ta or TZ together sound. Kuf KW or QU sound, as in the English word queen. Resh R sound. Sheen SH or sh sound. And Tau, said by many making a TH or th sound. However, Tau in many cases is generally said to just make the T sound. So we wanted to go over this particular aspect and this particular stuff right here. All right, now, Aleph itself means 1,000. Bet means house. Gamel means camel. Dalet means door. Hey means window. Wow means hook. Zion means weapon. Ket means fence. Tet means snake. Yod means hand. Kaf means spoon. Lamed means teach. Mem means water. Nun means fish. Samek means support. Ayin means eye, like the eye that you see with. Pei means mouth. Zadeh means fish hook. Kuf means monkey. Resh means head. Sheen means tooth. And Tau or Thou means sign. SIGN. So I just wanted to go over that particular stuff in that regard. The numerical values of this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, once you get from Aleph to Yod, that's from 1 through 10 numerically in Hebrew, if you were to do math in Hebrew. All right? Now, when you get to this here, it goes from 10 to 20. So Kaf represents 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 200, 300, 400. So I just wanted to put that out there. When you're dealing and reading, let's say in the Tikkun, the Qur'an, which is like the Torah in just Hebrew, with vowels on one side and on the other side, no vowels. What you're looking at and what you're dealing with in that particular regard is if you had something like Lamed and Aleph, that would be 41. If you had 31, all right, because Lamed represents 30 in that regard. If you had Mem and Bet, that would be 42. All right. So I just wanted to put that out there. So there is actually a Hebraic way of doing mathematics by using the letters that are in Hebrew so we can gain an understanding of what we're talking about. Are there any questions concerning what we just went over? Oh, okay. Now, let's move on in this particular regard. I'm going to write down for those who are interested that this is mute, right? Bet B, Gamel G, Dalit D, Hey H, Wild W, Zion Z, KH Ket, Tet T, Yod, Y, Kaf, K. Now, when I'm putting these there, that's just the sound that it makes for English phonetic purposes and knowledge. All right? Lamed L, Mem M, Nun N, Samek S, Ayin, Mute, Pei, P, Zadeh, Za, Kuf, QU, Resh R, Sheen, SH, and Tau, T or TH, as I'm going to put here. Okay, so we can gain an understanding of what we're dealing with and what we're talking about. Once again, we're going to say Aleph, Bet, Gemel, Dalet, Hey. Waw, Zion, Ket, Tet, Yod, Kaf. Lamed, Mem, Nun, Samek, Ayin, Pei, Zadeh, Kuf, Resh, Shin, Tau. So I just wanted to point that out for edification purposes. Okay, let me continue on with this presentation. We're going to continue on now, okay? And I want to write this out here for edification purposes. We have this here. Remember our friend here, the letter Kaf. Now, in Hebrew, we have what's referred to as a Kaf Sofit. Remember our friend here, the Mem? We have what's referred to as a Mem Sofit. All right? Remember our friend Noon? We have our friend here, Noon becomes a Noon Sofit. What am I saying is this. In Hebrew, in modern block form, all right, which most scrolls is written in of today, there's Kaf, Kaf Sofit, Mem, Mem Sofit, Noon, Noon Sofit. Now the word Sofit means ending or final, all right? So in many cases, you will see that as final Kaf, final Mem, final Noon, all right? And then there's two more. Then we have our friend here, Pei, said as Fei by some, all right? Fei Sofit, Zadeh becomes Zadeh Sofit. Now let me explain something. Kaf Sofit, Mem Sofit, Noon Sofit, Fei Sofit, Zadeh Sofit, these 5 letters here in modern block form Hebrew, you only see those particular things when the sound of such is being made at the end of a word. Let me give you a good example. We have the word for king is what? Melech, right? Mem, Lamed, Kaf, Sofit. All right? Mem with the segol, okay, makes meh, M-E-H sound. Lamed with the segol, all right, makes leh. And this is a Kaf, Sofit. All right, so we can gain an understanding of what we are talking about. I'm going to make that a little clearer. Okay, all right. Melech means king, so we can gain an understanding. All right, a commonly used word. Anybody? Then we have another example, all right, with the word Eretz, which means earth. All right. Now, this just happens to be here, the Zadeh Sofit at the end of a word. All right. This is a Kaf Sofit that's used at the end of a word. So we can gain an understanding of what we're talking about. The Sofit letters, once again, Kaf Sofit, Mem Sofit, Noon Sofit, Fei Sofit, Zadeh Sofit. Of the 22 Hebrew letters in the alphabet, there's 5 additional that's used as finals. All right. Now, I want to be candid. Ancient Hebrew did not have the Sofit letters. That only exists when you get into what is referred to, not that it's a bad thing, but a different script form of Hebrew. Example, English is really nothing more but a different script form in writing than Greek. It's the same letters. Same as Latin, same as Spanish. It uses the same alphabet in writing, all right? So I just wanted to make that point right there. If I were to write this word Melech, M-E-L-E-K, I'm still saying king, but I'm writing it in English letters, all right? So if I were to write in transliteration, the aspect of Tiglath-Pileser that you see of, that wasn't his Assyrian name. That is the Hebrew transliteration of his Assyrian name. Example, my name is Yeshaya. Isaiah is the transliteration, not translation, of the word Yeshaya. Yeshaya means Yah is salvation. That's the translation. But the transliteration of Yeshaya is Isaiah. So I just wanted to point that out. Is Ezekiel in Hebrew is said as Yechezkel, but Yechezkel means he whom the Most High will strengthen. So I just wanted to point that out for the word Kazak, which means strength. All right, Yechezkel. Yechezkel, that gets you into what is referred to as the PL stem, but we explained that in another aspect. Now, are there any questions before I give more examples? Questions, comments? All right. So let me give some more aspects of that. One of the things we want to use for this, for instance, all right? Let's take this word here, right? Mayim means water, right? The mem sofit, as we are showing here, is used at the end of that particular word. Mayim, this is the regular mem. This is the mem sofit, or the final mem, all right? So just want to use that as an example. Then we have a word like this. All right? This in Hebrew says Yosef, the final fe or pay. Now in Hebrew, P and F are interchangeable. Depends upon your accent and how you're able to phonetically put something together, just for reason and purposes. All right? This is said to mean, in transliteration, Joseph. But the meaning itself of Yosef is the present tense word, meaning adding or increasing. All right? So I just wanted to point that out. Next, we have, for a good example concerning this kind of thing, is this. Now, what we're dealing with here is the word ta'asun. Ta with a, ta. Ayin, mute, and a, ta'a. This is a scene because of the dagish that's on the right hand, pardon me, the left hand side. This is called the shuruk because it has the waw with the dot in it. This is the noon sofit, making only the end sound at the end of words. Y'all didn't see that. Bless. We're going to move on in that particular regard. All right. So then we got ta'asun. Comes from the root word asa, which means to do. The end sound or the noon sofit simply intensifies the meaning of the word. Another example we see in the Tanakh is this. All right. This word here, Shabbaton, meaning complete rest, from the root word Shabbat. But this is my point right here, brothers and sisters, and elders included, is the noon sofit is what makes the end sound at the end of words. So we got mem sofit, noon sofit, fe sofit, kaf sofit, and zade sofit. All right? But I wanted to make words out of it so you can see for reason and purposes. What we're getting into right now is the aspect of the vowels. Now, I want to explain something. Vowels are nothing more than sounds that are written. There's no set rule on how a vowel in the ancient world had to have been written. Most Shemitic and Hamitic languages, as we explained in lesson 1 and 2, did not have written in vowels. Most of us are learning Hebrew after the age of 15, 16 as an adult. So now we don't learn like my daughter did by hearing. We learn more by seeing and reading. All right. So that's why we see more lessons done with us in regards to the board, the pen, and so forth and so on. We're going to get into this one right here. All right. And this one right here. These here make the ah sound. All right. And it is both placed underneath the letter that whatever letter we're dealing with. Okay. So this is called the one that looks like a little T. All right. This is called a kwamat. This is called a patak. Now, sometimes they'll try to say that this makes the O sound and the I sound, but I can show as time goes on in the book of Isaiah where they interchange them. That's why we Israelites say that they both make the I sound. All right, so we can gain an understanding of what we're talking about. Now, next one we'll deal with is this here. This is called a segol. And sometimes you'll see what is referred to as a segol quatan or so. This makes the eh sound, EH. All right? As in pen or met or set or pet. All right? So we can gain an understanding. And as this one is, so is this one written underneath the letter. This one is as well. This here makes the E sound. Now I'm going to put it as such with a yod to show in many cases when the kirik or the E sound is shown, you see it adjacent to a yod letter. All right. What the yod does in that case is simply, in regards to that, is simply strengthen the sound of it. All right. So that's how that goes with that. Then we have the A sound called a dere. Now this makes the A sound as in mate, cake, rake, and so forth. All right. So we can gain an understanding of what we're talking about. All four of these, or should I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all of these that you see here all go underneath the letter. All right. That's what we're dealing with in this regard. Now, what we're going to deal with here also goes underneath the letter. All right. Or adjacent to it. Now, I want to state this. They refer to the three slanted as the quabuts, making the oo sound, as in pool, fool, cool, and so forth. This is called a shuruk. That also makes the oo sound. This is the yod letter. I'll point that out for a reason. This is the wow letter. When you have one of these dots, which is referred to as a dagesh, within the wow, in like someone hitting in the stomach, ooh, that kind of thing, in regards to that, that makes the oo sound. Now, this is next to going to the right of whatever the letter is preceding it. So I just wanted to make that salient point. Case in point, let me show what I'm talking about. Remember our buddy here that we used earlier? Right? Ta'asun, Hebrew goes from right to left. So if you continue going, pardon me, left, not right in that case, you keep on going further. This is the oo that we're talking about. All right, so we can gain an understanding of what we're speaking on in that particular regard. All right, so the oo sound, sometimes you may see it with a U, all right, is what's there. You will see this interchangeable in Hebrew the more you read within the scriptures. All right, Shalumiel can have either one of these. So I just wanted to point that out. Now, we have this one right here. Now, this aleph represents any letter from aleph to tau, just so we'll know, okay? Then you have the wow with the dot on top. This makes the O sound, all right? You didn't see that. This is going to make the O sound, all right? As in the word Moshe, you see that. As in the word shalom, you'll see this. But makwom, you'll see this or this. Makwom, which means place, can be spelled as this. Or as this. Both of these mean place. They both say makwom. The O, the O with the kolam, same aspect there. You see this in the book of Isaiah written without the wow. but it still means the same thing. So I just wanted to make that for edification purposes and reasoning. All right. So that shows us many brothers, no offense, who speak about you must know grammatia to know Hebrew. Doesn't work like that. Hebrew mathematics doesn't operate based on that particular case. All right. By looking at a word and getting a numerical value out of it. You have letters that you can do math with, but that may not even make a word within itself. There's Hebrew, and then there's things that people try to throw in per se to sound mystical, you know? But we're going to keep it simple for our people. Then we have what? This particular one right here. All right? The shawah is a vowel that has spent more time on because of the usage of it. Now, last time I used this example, and I'm going to use it again. You have this word here, right? Now, we see the yo with the kirik, as we see here. Yisrael. The waw has the ah sound, okay? The aleph has the zere sound. Yisrael, meaning transliteration as Israel, but we know El will contend. Yisra, he will contend, from the Hebrew root word sarah, as we went over yesterday on Shabbat. All right? For those interested, you can look up Shema Yisrael, HIC2, afternoon service, May 6, 2017. All right? In which that was explained. All right. Now, if anybody has a problem seeing the lesson from Shabbat, you can put a comment on the comment board, and I will email you the slide so you can see it and read it yourself. Or you can contact me at kashubhut@gmail.com. That's kashubhut@gmail.com. Or you can call me at 908-587-4841. All right, to get further into this explanation of this stuff here. Let us continue on with what we was dealing with. This shawah shows this to be joined. All right, so that's how you get yis, ra, Yisrael. All right, what you're doing, brothers and sisters, is you're saying yis, putting that together and continuing further reading the word itself. Now, sometimes you'll see a shawah with the first letter and the third letter. Sometimes you'll see a shawah with the second letter and the third letter. But I bet anybody $25 you will not see a Hebrew word with the shawah correctly with the first and the second letter of a word. Maybe the first and the third, yes. Second and third, yes. Maybe second and fourth, but never the first and the second. So that's something I wanted to point out for reasoning purposes. Okay, are there any questions so far? What we're going to deal with now, okay, I saved this one here, or these two here for last for a reason. We have, as stated, this aleph represent any letter, right? And we have this here, the ah sound. And this here is the yod. Now, anytime in Hebrew, when you have any letter from aleph to tau, this just being aleph represent any letter like an unknown, okay? This aspect here called the quamats, when it is next to a yod, all right, what happens is it makes the I sound, as in the word Adonai, Akai, and so forth. Abotai, Elohai. And that's how that particular aspect works. All right. So I wanted to point that out. And I'm only putting I here so you can get edification purposes. It doesn't mean I. Nor do I agree like the Facebook community for saying I, speaking of self. No. What it's talking about in that particular case is I'm just using that to show how the pronunciation is. All right. So in that particular aspect. Now, we have this one also. This aleph here also representing just any word pardon me, this aleph here representing just any letter whatsoever. All right. Okay, I will in 1 second. The aspect in this particular regard, this aleph representing any kind of letter, we have the letter ket. All right. So let's just say this is O for the kolam, right? That would say in Hebrew, O-ak. What am I saying is this? When you have a ket as the last letter and it has a patak underneath it, but only when it's the last letter do you say the ah sound before the ket, and that's the only letter in Hebrew in which that works with. All right? So everything that I'm saying right now is not said by accident. For those interested, the number 908-587-4841. 908-587-4841. All right, call or text. That's the business phone. Getting back to this right here. Aleph, in this case, representing any letter, the O sound, and this ket being only in the place of a last letter of self. When I say last letter of self, in other words, it's only a ket that can be used in this regard, and it makes the ak sound. This is how you get the popular word said as this among Israelites. Ru ak. Okay? You have the resh and the u, as we see right here, with the shuruk, right? Resh is what sound? R. So R and U is ru. Remember our friend here, the ket that has a patak underneath it. In this case, as shown here, right? You put the ah sound in pronunciation before the ket. This is how you get the word ruach, which means spirit or wind. All right? Are there any questions concerning this particular matter that we went over? Okay, so let's continue on in this particular regard. All right, so let's go on in what we're discussing in this particular regard. You have a word like this, right? Ima. Pardon me. Want to make that the E sound, not the ah. I stay corrected. Now, you have a word like this, right? Ima means mother, okay? Then we have a word like this, ab, which means father, right? Then we have a word that we went over, such as this, mazon, which means food, all right? Then we have a word that we went over with the quiz aspect as this, rotze and rotza, all right? Rotze means want, W-A-N-T. Rotza means want, but this is for feminine, this is for masculine, all right? So we can gain and see and understand what we're talking about in this particular regard. The other word, all right, is this. The word ani, which means I or I am, all right? So one would say masculine or feminine under ani, all right? Ani rotze. I, a male, I would say that. Ani rotze mazon. I want food. All right? Ab rotze mazon. Father wants food. Now, ima rotza mazon, because this is the feminine. Ima is feminine. Mothers are all females. All right. So I just wanted to point that out and how that works in edification purposes in Hebrew. All right. Are there any questions before we close out? All right. Once again, my number is 908-587-4841, or you can email me at kashubhut@gmail.com. 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 Okay, so we're going to close out with this particular regard. I'm going to surprise test myself and my friend. Ak, you got enough time to do another one after this? All right. Now, what I'm going to do, we're going to hop into lesson number 41. But I want to state this. We're going to close this out and then start again. This is called quiz explanation in regards what happened with the children, because I gave them a quiz. I have a little one, like I said, after Shabbat yesterday. Shema Yisrael, operated by Prince Ipur. In addition with that, to the parents that allow me to teach their children, I take that, keeping it 100, more serious than I do teaching history. And why is that? The children, not to sound cliche-ish, are the future. I had Hebrew teachers. Kohen Mikael, Adon Aharon, may the later one rest in peace. Mordeh Hoshea, may he rest in peace. You understand? Mordeh Mishael, blessed be him, Most High, keeping his life among us to this day. Those four men are some of the most impacted teachers in my life. Two alive, two are resting in peace. All right? Adon Aharon, out of Beni Adat, who helped get me when I was the tender age of 11. All right? Now standing in front of you in here at the age of 37, giving thanks to Yah. You understand? He helped me get over my fear of, well, I don't know if I can sit there and study that, and how come Israel couldn't speak English? It was he used by the Most High to help get me out of that kind of mentality. You understand? Then there was Mordeh Hoshea, may he rest in peace, who taught me how to write the ancient form of Hebrew and taught me how to sit there and get into conversational Hebrew. All right? Then there was Kohen Mikael, who I speak of periodically. That was my Hebrew teacher in Hashaba Yisrael, a place that was located in Queens, right? And we used to have Hebrew classes there every so-called Tuesday at 6:30 to 8 o'clock p.m. You understand? I remember being in school like, man, it's Monday. Can't wait to Tuesday so that way I can sit there and go to the Hebrew class. All right? So he helped get me on the groundwork of how to recognize a verb and so forth, and how to conjugate a verb and so forth of that nature. All right? So I just wanted to point that out. Then there was Mordeh Mishael, all right? A friend of, my friend's father, all right? So I just want to put it in that correct context. And the knowledge in the Hebrew that that particular elder bestowed upon me, blessed be Yah, is amazing. I mean, we're talking about aspects of when you hear me speak about Ra'itika, I saw you. Shamar Tani, you heard me. Shamar Tani, you know, how to put a verb and a pronoun in the same word itself. You know, so I respect my elders and my teachers who have either transcended, may they rest in peace, or who's still among us. I didn't just, like some brothers might say, I'm self-taught, you's an arrogant fool. Ain't no such thing as being self-taught. Either you learn from a life experience by your experience or somebody else's experience. But that's still, even if there was no human representation to teach you something, let's say a life experience of self, Yah taught you. So when people say, I taught self, you're an arrogant fool. So we're going to close out All right, with this God, in this regard right here. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Eloheinu, Borenu, Moshienu, Malkenu, Atahu Eloheinu, Enkimoka, Bashamayim Obaarit, Al, Hayom Harishon Haze, Anaknu Omdim Lefaneka, Le Morelaka, Tora Rabah, Yehovah Eloheinu, Loko Hadabor Hatob, Asha Ata Her Atalanu, Tora Rabah, Loko Hadabor Hatob, Asha Ata Natatalanu, Na Yehovah Eloheinu, Tibarekna etamakom haze. Wetiyana kulanu. Wagam kentish marenu. Wagam kentinahel kulanu. Wetam shik lahoshia e amka Yisrael meko masakan. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Amen. Amen.